we have the paper by Professor Bijoya Baruah, Understanding the Acculturation, Sanskritization and Environmental Ethics in the Assamese Vaishnavism preached by Shankardeva.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. My esteemed scholar were present here. Actually, my paper is on Shankardeva. I have given a picture. It is a portrait picture of Srimanta Shankardeva by our modern cultural hero Vishnu Prasad Rava next to the Jyoti Prasad Agarwala. Shankardeva was born 1449 to 1568. Before starting my paper, I have given an idea about the social background of Shankardeva in 14th and 15th century. It is very needful for this time. We see here, it is four kingdoms. Assamese kingdom, India kingdom, and Kamatapur Rajya, it is another kingdom, and Yahoo kingdom. And within four kingdoms, Shankardeva has here some a few places wherein we are those who is belonging to the Shankardeva was belonging to that group. Another whole state is surrounding the indigenous tribes. These are all indigenous tribes. Therefore, Shankardeva faced two dangerous challenges. This is he faced by language challenges and cultural challenges. In his endeavor, Shankardeva skillfully tracked the environment that by doing the cultural assimilation, cultural Sanskritization and cultural different process, he faced the cultural assimilation of the society. Yeah, no, it is I have used. Now I am starting my main point here. Yeah. It is an undisputed fact that in the field of Assamese culture and literature, Shankardeva, the most celebrated name associated with religious movement of Vaishnavism, provide ample materials for understanding present day of Assam. His period was a period of reconstruction and regeneration. 500 years ago, Shankardeva was the mind of people by liberalizing religious Vaishnava movement. Through the process of culture, assimilation and Sanskritization, it is a different process of culture. Shankardeva is going through the regionalization, the cultural aspect. He is able to solve his problem. For doing this, Shankardeva faced two challenges I have already told, and after it, he possessed different things which are most astonished to our discussion point. In my paper, actually I have attempted to make focusing the scientific thinking of Shankardeva as a social scientist, yet the term has come lately in modern usage. The psychology of social sciences, the psychology of social observation of Shankardeva was so sound and unique that it is proved by his activities of different social aspects. Before 500 years ago, Shankardeva implied the concept of different issues relating to human society, such as acculturation, assimilation, Sanskritization, process of culture, which are modern folklorist has used. Again, environmental education is so needful modern invention which Shankardeva felt and implied through his writings as well as democracy and human rights. So the paper attempts to revisit and reinterpret to the process of regionalism as reflected in Shankardeva's Bhakti movement. To prove the claim that Shankardeva philosophy can adequately address certain environmental problems, we have to examine whatever environmental values necessary for resolution of such problem are inherently contained in the thought of his written work or not. We need to examine in brief the nature of environmental ethics so that we are able to mix it with the Shankardeva's moral thinking and teachings. In carrying out my discussion, I have applied two methods. The descriptive and analytical methods has been used along with evaluation and comparative method. The data of analyzing this topic are found through common observation of the primary sources seen in the Vaishnava religious practices in the around of Assamese society. Now, my paper is something long one. Therefore, I want to go the sum and substance of the paper, which is the main portion of the indicating the main theme. It is the originality of Shankardeva in reformation of society is most important part of my paper. It is the uniqueness of Shankardeva in amongst India and amongst world also. Shankardeva, the father of Assamese nation, was an extraordinary person who excelled in almost all areas of knowledge. His contribution not only made the foundation of Assamese literature, culture and social structure, but also established the superstructure thereupon. It goes without saying that all contributions of Shankardeva bear his marks distinctively. His influence was not confined to Assam only. Other regions of India also benefited from his contribution, especially the treaty of Shankardeva known as Ankiya Nadbhavna, and number of two unique institutions, that is Nangal and the Satra institution, are very much notable contribution to the society. He wrote and produced play nearly 5 centuries ago when classical Sanskrit drama was at low ebb and Shakespeare was not even born. In the prevailing society hierarchy, the vast majority of people were unlettered during the Shankardeva's period. This is why Shankardeva laid emphasis on Sravana and Kirtana. that is listening to the name of praise of the God, Supreme God, being chanted again and again without the slightest acquaintance with the alphabet of language in which they were composed. Some such popular institution, drama, dance, festival, music created by Shankardeva. In fact, he organized his grand cultural festival, Yatra, barely the age of 19th century, in 1468, and at his age 26 years only. It was a grand drama full of songs and dances. It can be laid to be a compact composition of Shankardeva's lifelong cultural activities. The school of Shankari music, the Anke Nath Bhavna, the breeding ground of Kshatriya dances. He had developed his dances were completely different from any other dance form in India. Kshatriya dances constitute a separate school of classical music. Even the Sutradhara participated in these dances. He is overall supervisor and a director of the play. That is Ankya Bhavna. Shankardeva performed this role himself. The pioneering status of Assam in the history of classical dance is borne by the fact that Bharat Muni composed Natya Shastra in between 1800 to 2200 years ago only. This makes it abundantly clear that the classical dance and play evolved earlier in Assam than in the rest of India. Actually, his plays constituted a mode of conveying his spiritual philosophy, where the songs and dances helped a lot. He was the first person in the world who used this medium for the purpose of propagating a view. It looks 4.5 centuries for Bertolt Brecht to propagate, to emerge, to continue with the tradition laid down by Shankardeva. Even the braccio style of disassociating the artist from the play had already been practiced by Shankardeva in his play. This was achieved by the use of mask and the sermons by the Sutradhara. The Ekharan Nam Dhamma stands out among the different bhakti cults of India in its numerous uniqueness. Shankardeva used khul, a new type of drum innovated by himself, as well as bhotal, a pair of big cymbals, in his prayer songs. Shankardeva made it a practice to offer high protein diet as holy prasada. Thus, the prasada in his cult consists of green gram, lentil, moong, coconut, banana, and other seasonal fruits. These are served with a salted pepper. From this, it is also clear that he was really a health-conscious person. There is no such practices in other society. The altar of the Ekhara Nam Dhamma is called Guru Asana. I have picture in last part. I have seen it. It has 7 layers. In the Guru Asana, there is 7 layers representing 7 Vaikuntha, 7 heaven. The holy scripture Gunamala is placed on the top of it. This book, authored by Shankardeva, contains the attributes of God as a serving substance of Bhagavata Purana. He gave the highest importance to the shapeless universal self by placing this book on the top platform of the Guru Asana. So the devotee bows down to the shapeless universal self, not to any icon. Whenever she bows down before the altar, this also proves the equality of Brahma and Ishvara in the philosophy of Shankardeva. Yeah. The architectural and method of house construction of the Mongolian tribe did not fail to impress Shankardeva, which I tell you, the face of cultural challenge. Many elements of such heritage were adopted and included in the new Vaishnavism, Yatra and Namghara. Shankardeva knew that it is through creative performance by which the stories and knew that it is Shankardeva knew that it is through creative performance by which the stories and philosophies of the bhakti texts can be preached among the illiterate, poor and multi-ethnic people of the region. This is why he gave major focuses on the performative acts as part of his movement, in which the craft works played by Shankardeva played an important role that everyone collected an effort. Shankardeva may not be included among the modern economists, but he tried to developing the economy of his own time, emphasizing on using locally available and producible raw materials in even aspect of day-to-day life of society. He constructed the house for dwelling and prayer hall of Namghara and then sutras using locally available bamboos, trees. Shankardeva brought the art of mask making from communities like Radha, Khamti, Bhutia and different tribes. They use wooden mask in their performance, which Shankardeva simplified it by making from bamboo sticks so that it has a lightweight, easily wearable and more decorative expression. In this way, no aspect of Assamese social life remained untouched by Shankardeva to be revitalized. As a savior of mankind, he rescued the Assamese people from the fatal grips of social disorder. Shankardeva shouldered all the responsibilities of strengthening the social fabrics of Assamese nation, which was at the verge of total decadence. Shankardeva stressed on the process of changing the background of the Assamese society through enculturation and acculturation, both process. A modern society does not have only one religion. We do not find any homogeneous society. One of the problems of pluralistic society is how to bring together people of diverse faith. Shankardeva taught us how to live in a society of people of different religion together peacefully, harmoniously. He succeeded in overcoming varied royal and social streams which stood as individuals with the reformative attempts. At Srirangam, Shankardeva laid down the most liberal doctrine of religion to get the proximity of the God. To him, remaining within the paradigm of a family tie, practicing all kinds of profession, standing, sitting, anywhere one may pray to God. The only requirement is the selfless devotion to bhakti as a stance monotheist and denounce the worship of another god and goddesses. He took it as a challenge to eradicate the animal sacrifice. Ultimately, through his preaching, he succeeded in eliminating those regressive customs. The basic teaching of the classical scripture of Hinduism of which Vaishnavism is a part, is that everything exists in the universe is pervaded by one supreme reality, which is shared by Shankardeva. His written works possess the values which have potency, everybody, itself, and environmental ethics, highlighting glory of ahimsa, of love. He holds that a real bhakta in his religion is not only physical being, he is a real man, a moral person. This morality, which includes not only human, but also animals, lower beings, every part of ecosystem. A lot of verses of Shankardeva work can address so many environmental issues of kindness to living beings, benevolence or to animals, protection of lower animal species, avoidance of violence to all living beings, preservation and protection of ecosystem, prohibition to animal sacrifice, concept of an egalitarian society, appreciation of flora and fauna, etc. Shankardeva's extensive reference to the issue of animal sacrificing generally cause some create person and serve punishment, recommendation thereon against a sin him substantiated that he was really a pioneer of animal liberation movement of present time. The concept of sustainable development, though latest addition to modern social science, which encompasses all activities directed toward quantitative improvement and qualitative expansion. Development is the progress movement towards a goal of a higher stage of material wealth and cultural achievement. Yes. Achievement, improvement in the quality of humanity, conservation of arts, vitality and diversity, living within arts carrying capacity, improving individual attitude and practices of equal rights, responsibilities to the fellows, communities with responsibilities to their own environment, national mechanisms for reconciling development, sustainable development. All these commitments are seen in the activities of social reformation done by Shankardeva. Now, I am going to my conclusion. Before conclusion, I am give one example. Shankardeva write in his verses, Dasa Putra Sama Biksha. 10 sons are equal to 1 tree. It is a environmental education. It is a slogan now. Again, Kukura Sridala Gondar Bharu Atmaram Jania Soba Kukur Pori Kuriba Pranam. Portrait in your heart before all knowing that Rama, that is God, is the soul of dogs, fox, donkey alive. The concluding remarks. Basically, Shankardeva was a socio-religious reformer. He started a revolutionary movement to reform and construct the society. From the above discussion, it is proved that Shankardeva was a person of versatile genius. So far, we have discussed the cultural and literary contribution were only secondary works for him. The concept of surrendering oneself before the one and only God is the concept of surrendering oneself before the one and only God is a suggestion offered by Lord Krishna to his disciple Arjuna. The Bhagavad Gita is an encyclopedia of Hinduism mentioning different rites and rituals which are not observed in the Ekharan Nam Dharma. The scripture prefers to advocate Swadharma, does not pinpoint any single ideology of its prescribed philosophy, but it is clear and more pronounced in the writings of Shankardeva only. It was Shankardeva who first practiced. It is a religion. No other religious leader of India could practice it before him. He was categorically about worship a single God. All his songs, dance, creative works conveyed this message. He supplemented the main text of his own observation when he translated the scripture. As per discussion above, Shankardeva has able to show his versatile skills through his thought and activities are as a true social observer with very practical and scientific senses. One will be astonished to learn that Shankardeva acquired the true knowledge of modern management science before 500 years ago. He possessed the skill of different aspects which can convert the common man of an expert professional manager. This management skill made him as best planner, as best leader, as best organizer, as best coordinator, and as controller of his system and mission. I would like to conclude my discussion by reciting an ode to Srimanta Shankardeva written by his main disciple and successor Madhavdeva. Jai Guru Hankar, Harva Gunakar, Jakeri Nahike Upam, Tumari Sorono, Renu Hotokuti, Koroho Bareko Pranam. Praise to Guru Shankardeva, the fountainhead of all virtues, one who is really incomparable, with millions of pollen grains placed on your feet. I salute you again and again. Thank you. Before going to I'm going to see you. This is the art portrait. In his Shankardeva time, he constructed the Namghar in this way. This is Guru Asana. In the top floor, Guru Asana said it, the Gunamala, as an incarnation of God. This is after British has come, the construction of home is said it is the Namghar of that time. This is the Gayan Bayan. It is a group dances of Satra and Shankari Nitra introduced by Shankardeva in Ankyapana. These are masks, these are Satya dance, and these are the Sutradhara. Before entrance the Sutradhara, it is observed by the co-coordinator. And next one. This is mask. For making the mask, it is used. It is in the Assamese society for conserving the rice weight. For the green way it is developed, it is made by bamboo. And this is the Vrindavani Vastra. Vrindavani Vastra is also the textile skillness of Shankardeva. It is 120 kilometer breadth. It is Shankardeva and Madhavdeva has made it with the patra yarn, path yarn. Path means in Assamese, it is the Hapta Vaikuntha Siddhapata. Hapta Vaikuntha Siddhapata is weaving in the Vrindavani Vastra. It is the Mati Akhara. It is the such type of exercise which used to take in the Juba Thirtha. It is Shankari dance. It is Shankari Nitra, and it is the Srina Jatra. I have tell you about the Srina Jatra when he started in the age of 26 years about planning all his all his planning, his cultural activities. This is the portrait of Singh Thirtha. Thank you very much.